Hey everybody, Adam here with Hometown Acres. Welcome back. So today's video is sponsored by Trade Coffee. And if you're not familiar with Trade Coffee, Trade is an online coffee delivery service paired up with some of the nation's best local roasters. They've got over 400 varieties to choose from. And if you haven't tried Trade yet, I highly recommend it. We'll talk more about that later. But what we've got on the docket today is we are going to be going and doing some landscaping work. We've got this Coyote tractor sitting here behind me, and I'm trying to branch out with some other ways to use that tractor to make money. And landscaping is one of the things that I think it would be absolutely perfect at. Right now we use it for firewood. We've got a sawmill coming. We're gonna start getting into selling some lumber. But I think landscaping is another way that we can diversify our revenue stream here on the property. So we have a perfect test client tomorrow. We're gonna be taking the Coyote tractor out to my parents' lake house. They have a 30-year-old tree stump that they just buried a long time ago and just kind of turned it into a garden bed. And now it's like a 3 or 4 foot hump in the middle of the yard. And they want to take all that topsoil out of there, spread it throughout the lawn, reseed the lawn. And then hopefully, like I said, that stump is 30 years old. It actually predates me. Hopefully it's rotted down by now. So we're gonna take the tractor out there, smooth all that out, and hopefully give them a nice level yard. Now, one thing about using this 7x14 dump trailer as my tractor hauler is that it is pretty limiting on space. So like my box blade is 7 foot 1 inches wide, and this actually isn't even a true 7 feet wide, it's 82 inches. So I can't use my box blade, and the length of this is not going to allow me to have any attachments on the back. I think what I'm gonna try to do is load up the land plane and the bucket on my pallet forks and have everything in front of the tractor. That way I don't have anything sitting behind me, and see if I can get all this loaded up. All right, so I've got the land plane and the bucket ratchet strapped to a pallet and then on the pallet forks. So now the only question is gonna be is this gonna fit in the dump trailer as it is? I'm hoping that by combining all of my attachments on the front here, I should be able to get everything in. I might have to rest the front of that pallet on the headboard of the dump trailer. Let's get a tape measure out and kind of dry run it before we try loading it up. All right, yeah, so I just measured that and it is at 18 feet right now with nothing on the back, so that's not gonna work. I think we're gonna have to go ahead and head over there with just the bucket on the front. That should fit in the dump trailer, no problem. We're gonna have no ballast on the back, so I'm hoping we're gonna be able to do all the digging we need to do with no ballast and just the bucket. And we'll use our bucket for all of our grading work, back dragging, and things like that. All right, there we go, all loaded up. Yeah, there was no way I was gonna be able to get any sort of implement on the back of the tractor in this dump trailer. Even with the bucket on the front, I still can't get the front end loader down all the way. I still have to rest it up on the head of the dump trailer here. But you don't know until you try. And now we know that if we are gonna get serious into landscaping work with this tractor, we are gonna need a trailer to tow it. This dump trailer is not gonna cut it. We're probably gonna need at least a 20-foot flatbed, dual axle, tandem axle trailer. So that way we can move this tractor around with some kind of implements on the back, brush hog, land plane, box blade, all that good stuff for doing landscaping work. All right, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and strap this tractor down and then we will see you guys in the morning. All right, so it is the next morning. We made it out to my parents' lake house and I wanted to give you guys a quick look at this mound that we're gonna be moving. Pretty large area. There's quite a bit of dirt here. We're gonna try to spread this all around the rest of the yard and make this a nice level lawn here. And I think you can see the remainder of that tree stump in the middle there. So hopefully we can get it all out. But before we start working with the tractor, let's go ahead and talk about today's sponsor. So while that's brewing, let's talk about how Trade works. So like I mentioned earlier, Trade has over 400 roasts to choose from, and that can be pretty daunting to try to pick one out. Well, if you go to their website, you can actually take a coffee quiz. They ask you a series of questions. How many cups of coffee do you drink a day? Do you drink it black, or do you have additives to your coffee? All those kinds of things. And they help you narrow down which type of coffee is going to be best for you. Then they ship it out to your door at peak freshness. You get to choose the delivery frequency, and then you rate what they sent you. That way Trade can continue to match your taste. One thing that Trade does really well is in the shipping department. Within 24 hours after you place your order, your coffee is roasted and shipped directly to your doorstep. And also all of their packaging is 100% compostable. The other nice thing about Trade is there's no risk involved. They have a first match guarantee. If you're not satisfied with the first match they send you out, they'll ship you out a new bag for free. So the coffee we're gonna be testing out today is made by Necessary Coffee. That's one of Trade's roasters, if I can get that to focus in there. And it looks like this one is Columbia, and it's supposed to taste like toasted nuts and chocolate. So before we fire up the tractor, we're gonna take a minute just to enjoy this view. We're sitting out here on the deck with a warm cup of coffee. We're just gonna take this in. Let's go ahead and try out this Trade coffee. That is really good. That tastes exactly as it's described, toasted nuts and chocolate. So if you enjoy coffee like I do and you want to try something different, I'll put a link to Trade's website down below. Trade's offering 50% off to the first 100 people that use that link and use promo code HOMETOWN50. All you have to do is use that link, take the quiz, get matched up with a coffee that's going to fit you, rate and repeat. Anyway, let's hop on the tractor and go get that landscaping job taken care of. Well, we just finished up what we're going to get done today. I'll tell you what, the Coyote is not going to win any races, but does it get the job done? Really, for a job like this, you're probably better off with a skid steer or an excavator. That being said, 5 or 6 hours with a tractor and we got all this dug out. You can see how tall this stump is. This stump was probably 3 feet tall, completely buried and covered in Pachysandra. And that Pachysandra was kind of a nightmare. It was all woven together. Every time I'd get a bucket full of that Pachysandra, my parents would have to go ahead and chop it off so that we could take it up. It was like pulling up sheets of carpet. So I don't know if we're gonna do the landscape side hustle with the Coyote tractor. For this project, it ended up turning out to be way more work than I thought it was gonna be. And I think it would be difficult to bid jobs landscaping just because I feel like it's always gonna end up being more work than what it looks like at the beginning. But anyway, I think that's about all we're gonna do for today because I don't have the equipment to deal with a stump this size. This thing has rotted down some, but still there's no way with the tractor or a chainsaw or anything like that. This needs to be either excavated or it needs to be ground down with a stump grinder. But I think other than that, this looks pretty good here. We got all of that material out of here. It was probably about 4 dump trailer loads full. And then we got the bucket and back drug the whole thing. So it's all relatively smooth. We're leaving a little bit of fill up here. So that way, if they do decide to dig this stump out, they have something to fill the hole back in with. But I think that's going to about wrap this one up. I want to thank Trade for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget, go take your coffee test, see what you get matched up with. If you enjoyed this video, click that like button, click subscribe, and check out some other videos. Thanks for watching.